Assalamualaikum, welcome back to my channel, Cikgu Timmy. So today, I am going to share with you a few interesting information which you don't get anywhere. You only get from me, because I will provide you a better explanation for you. So, without wasting time, we should go first. Bye!
Ada 2 orang anggota polis kita mati kena bunuh. Dan semuanya itu berlaku kerana Mamat ni, bekas anggota polis.
Kau tahu tak, beza dengan Kai dulu, partner?
Air tenang. Tak ada buaya.
Sekarang aku faham. Bagi 2 negeri gila tu. Masih baik mengikut aku. Tidak ke laut dah, Mam. Bila nak pergi ni? Pencen nanti tobat tak? Oh. Aku suruh kau keluar masuk siap-siap. Bukannya sekarang pasti peluru kat sana. Aku tengah Ricky. Bom itu besar, Bom. Aku kenal sangatlah dengan dia. Dia dah target family kita. Kau faham tak? Lepas tu mutok target aku atas kepala musuh kau. Kali aku tanya kau, kalau kau ada anak isteri, mana tanggungjawab kau? Tanggungjawab kepada dia orang kau untuk membuat kerja kau. Kai, kita dah tak ada masa, Kai. Kai! Kau dengan aku, kita lain, boh.
So, from the video we have watched just now, have you ever asked yourself, how come they have a strong energy, strong body to punch people, like to give a shot to the people? Enemy itself? Have you ever think? How come they get strong energy like that? And of course, you will say from food itself. Yes, from food. But what types of food that give strong energy like that? So that is the topic that we're going to learn today. And it gives you an information about the energy to get what food you have to eat to get energy to punch your enemy after this. So without wasting time, we explore further together. So let's go! Seems like everybody is so excited to know what types of food is actually we must consume to get strong energy like that to punch our enemy right after this. Especially in the school, the bullies, we must punch them. So for today, I'm going to introduce the topic types of food, which is carbohydrates. Okay, the food we must consume is actually carbohydrates. They give us energy, the strong energy like that. Okay, so first thing first, what are carbohydrates? Carbohydrates or carbs are sugar molecules along with the proteins and fats. Carbohydrates are types of macronutrients that are found in food and also drinks. Why are they called carbohydrates? Because it's derived from the fact that molecules contain carbon and hydrogen. The proof is that we can actually see the combination of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen that join together then become a carbohydrates. There are 3 types of carbohydrates, which are monosaccharides, disaccharides and polysaccharides. Let's look at one by one after this. So, first of all, monosaccharides. Monosaccharides are also called as a simple sugar. It is the simplest forms of sugars and the most basic units which all carbohydrates are built. They are usually colorless, water-solubles, and crystalline solids. So, under monosaccharides, there are actually another 3 types, which are glucose, fructose, and also galactose. So, Glucose is a simple sugar and made up of a single unit of sugar, and thus cannot be broken down into the simpler sugar. It is the simplest, cannot be broken down anymore. They are the building blocks of carbohydrates. There are a few examples of carbohydrates. However, corn, what I want to highlight here is corn. So before you go to school, make sure that you eat corn so that you get the energy, extra energy Next is fructose. What is fructose? Fructose is a fruit sugar that found in many plants. It is a ketonic sugar that found in many plants, especially in fruits like fruits. Fruits like grapes, pineapple, or even strawberries are the examples of fructose. So there are many advantages of fructose actually to our body. That is why it is advisable to take a natural sources of fruits instead of taking supplement, because the fruit itself is easily absorbed in our veins, in our portal veins during digestion. So last one is galactose. It is a simple sugar also that is normally transformed in the liver before being used up as energy. This sugar is quite abundant in human diets and helps in a number of functions. Galactose is popular as an essential carbohydrate for cellular metabolism, as it contributes to energy production and store in human tissues, while also being a precursor for glycosylation, which is important for determining the functions of stability of the proteins in our body. So, milk is one example of galactose, and there are more after this you can consume during your breakfast. So let's move to the second types of carbohydrates, which is disaccharides. A disaccharide is a sugar formed when two monosaccharides are joined by glycosidic linkage. So let's assume this is as a monosaccharide, which is one single sugar. There is no bond before this. But however, for disaccharides is the combination of two sugar from the glycosidic bonds, linkage of glycosidic bonds, which means it becomes like this. It becomes two, not one anymore. One is for monosaccharides. Two like this is for disaccharides. So, like monosaccharides, disaccharides are also a simple sugar that is not a complex sugar that's soluble in water. There are three common examples of disaccharides, which are maltose, sucrose, and lactose. Introducing our actors. Hakim as a glucose, Hakimah as a fructose, and Kabeda as a galactose. Maltose is formed from the combinations of one glucose to another glucose. Sucrose is a bit different with maltose. Sucrose is formed when glucose and fructose binds together. While for lactose, lactose is formed from glucose and galactose. So now let's move to the complex carbohydrates, which is polysaccharides. Just now we have learned about mono and disaccharides, which are simple carbohydrates. This is complex carbohydrates, which is polysaccharides. Polysaccharides are the most abundant carbohydrates found in foods. They are a long-chain polymer carbohydrates that composed of monosaccharides units that bound together by glycosidic linkage. Just now I said that monosaccharides, they have one only. There's no bond. Like glycosidic bond, there's no glycosidic bond. However, for disaccharides, we have a glycosidic bond, which is the combinations of two monosaccharides. Like for these polysaccharides, they are a long chain, like this. Can I say this? This is a long chain, which is long chain of monosaccharides that creates a polysaccharides. So basically, polysaccharides is a long chain of monosaccharides. So now you have familiar with types of carbohydrates, which are the simple and complex carbohydrates. The simple carbohydrates contains monosaccharides and disaccharides, while for complex carbohydrates contain polysaccharides. Have you ever wondered why are they so important in our life? Like this Batman. Can you see this Batman? Can you even imagine if Batman doesn't consume carbohydrates? What will happen to the Batman? Batman will be weakened, and he cannot save anymore, cannot save people anymore. He cannot fight the enemy, and that's happened for us. Same goes to us. If we have no energy, we don't consume carbohydrates, so our body will be weakened, and also same goes to our antibody. So it's important for you to take carbohydrates in your life as an important meals. That's all from me. Thank you.